Magdalena Bay, oh my god. The brand new update era, it's finally kicked off, and it's changing biomes again. Except this time, the wet ones and the cold ones. Smack that like button before you forget, and this time, try not to fall out of your seat. That was embarrassing. So there I was, like this grayed out black and white super flat world, waiting and waiting and waiting for but hours worth of my time for this preview to finally release. Yeah, I wanted to have this video out for you like yesterday, but the preview system is so glitchy, guys. So here we are, brand new Minecraft era kicks off. This era is the 1.21.100 preview cycle. Quite intriguingly, I don't want to read into it too much, but we kick this era and article off with a screenshot of vibrant visuals inside of a village, both of which don't relate to this preview at all. But with this new preview, what it all does mean is the happy ghast update, it's finally done on Bedrock, baby. After what went down last week with a surprise preview, I had no clue, to be honest. I thought maybe we were in for a last-minute fix to vibrant visuals, the weather, rain being a little glitchy, but alas, no. Rain existing inside of your world and not darkening it at all, well, that's just how it is. And with the new update era upon us, that means week by week, it's about to get even more interesting. AKA the best time to subscribe. And tap like too. Now, it's not every single update that Mojang actually gets ahead of the curve and announces that they're adding an update to very soon, but the update isn't actually in the game. Jumping into this week's preview, sliding over to the audio settings. Maybe you have it, but I definitely don't. The audio tab looks old, ancient, and crusty. According to the changelog, though, the devs are finally rolling out some audio setting screen updates. It's gonna have a brand new look, and each audio setting will have a helpful description. Also, I guess these sliders will work even better now, not that they really seemed to work bad before. I don't know, maybe it was bad for you? It's not bad for me. No clue what this audio screen will look like. Maybe it'll be like UI. I hope it will have some of these new fancy Java toggles. Directional audio, don't think that exists on Bedrock. Subtitles, absolutely not. Come on, man. I really hope that these things are finally coming to Bedrock. Ah, yes, but biomes. Just like we saw in the lead up to the Spring to Life drop, this week's preview, well, it's gone ahead and overhauled a bunch of biomes, changing them even more. This one here is really the honker today that I really wanted to focus on. So first things first, custom biomes. They've gotten a little bit better. Thinking back to when Mojang gave us a little bit of a look at their roadmap when it comes to upcoming things coming to the game sometime soon, they said they wanted to improve custom biomes. With custom biome names no longer being implied in the file names and identifiers needing to be namespaced, it seems like the stuff is getting closer and closer to maybe starting to be a little bit more polished. Oh, but that's not all. On top of that, biomes all over your world are going to look different after the 0.100 update. So for this next part of the video, I figured what would be better than a little bit of a before and after. We'll take the same exact scene and look at it in the same exact location in two different versions. For our before version, we'll be taking a look at the most recent full release as of the recording of this video, 1.21.80. So the first biome that we want to laser focus in on here is the grove biome. Inside of this update, we can see the trees. Yeah, most specifically, by the way, we're looking at the trees here and how dense they are. As you could most likely see here, inside of all of these grove biomes that are climbing these tall mountain peak biomes, the trees are pretty packed in. But packed in trees, not for long, because oh my gosh, the grove, it's been deforested. It's terrible, Mojang. Alright, so I noticed that on this hill, maybe it's a little bit harder to spot, but this grove right here that was once fully filled in with trees a second ago, well, now it has way less trees. The one that's even farther away, oh man, it looks even more noticeable. Now to give you a little bit of taste of Java Edition, they say this is all parity updates, and on Java, sure, this grove looks pretty sparse with the trees, but that one right there is fully packed in. So I don't know, you be the judge. Like, I know trees are never going to be placed in exactly the same spot, at least not anytime soon, but the amount of trees seems to still vary pretty heavily from Java to Bedrock. Back inside of 1.21.80, our next stop here is the Snowy Plains biome, or in a Bedrock moment of all time, as it's called inside of the code for some reason, the Ice Plains. Here's how it looks inside of 1.21.80. We can see this biome right here is pretty flat and snowy, very, very wide open. Jumping ahead to the brand new version, we still have this perfectly beached shipwreck, but all over this biome, trees galore. I mean, look, the devs basically chopped all the grove trees down and moved half of them over to the Snowy Plains biome. This is crazy. All right, yeah, look, a little bit of sarcasm, but seriously here, hey, don't look at the background, by the way, that's crazy. The amount of trees has been greatly increased inside of this biome, with way more of them popping up inside of it. Sticking with our cold biome themes, next up here, take a look at this chilly river. All over the snowy river here, unfortunately, ruining my immersion. Like, legitimately, every single time I see this, it makes me, like, feel so disgusted with Minecraft, and, like, I almost don't even want to play the game. How often have you seen me live inside of a snowy river biome? Yeah, that's exactly it. The seagrass ruining the ice inside of this biome. It's just like the immersion breaking. I hate it, and it's quite miserable, to be fully honest. Ooh-wee, but snowy river, maybe I'm in love now, because take a look at it inside of the modern era, 1.21.100. Gone are the days of seagrass generating up near the surface inside of any kind of biome that is meant to be flooded, and this is gonna go for any kind of icy biome that is meant to be flooded up in here with ice all over the surface. If you take a look at biomes in which the water is a little bit more shallow, the difference here is pretty amazing. This seagrass ice dotting happened like pretty much all over the place inside of the colder biomes inside of your world. Alright, but the post-ground, the background, it's hard to not notice. We're inside of a gigantic frozen ocean biome. Inside of the river here, we can see solid ice, and then as we start to move out into the frozen ocean, it's also solid ice all over the place. In a more survival-esque setting, if one wanted to say sail around inside of this biome, I mean, yeah, you could absolutely sail around. It's beautiful, but you can't, like, sail. It's more like ice gliding, right? This week around, some of the most gigantic changes, they are instantly noticeable. And to be honest, you probably already saw them too as soon as I pointed them out. Barbara Streisand effect. Same exact seed, same exact location, the river, it's all fully iced over. No more seagrass popping through, but oh baby, the frozen ocean biome, the icebergs of which reside inside of it. The ice that was once fully solid all over the place. Oh my god, they've overhauled this entire biome with way more sick icebergs and actual water. So here's your before and after. We're gonna pick this exact iceberg and take a look at it on both versions of the game. 1.20, 1.80, we can see a whole lot of iceberg. And yeah, maybe some of them starts to get a little bit more steep, but really, they're not that steep at all. I don't even need to point it out here either, but the ice, clearly, it's all ice everywhere. Boom! Jumping ahead modern era. So iceberg placement has been completely changed, which means the iceberg that once existed right here, it doesn't exist, but looking up and getting pretty much the same shot here. Flipping back, flipping forward. Oh my god, you can see the icebergs immediately. They are way more spiky and dramatic. This is one of the best looking versions of the frozen ocean that I think I have ever seen before. I love it. So this change here is actually pretty insane. We have these massive icebergs, of which can sometimes climb like 50 blocks all the way up into the air. They're absolutely insane. Some of these icebergs are also going to be a little bit more snow-packed than ice-packed. These icebergs, they also dip under the water, but, I mean, at least in the case of this one, I thought they say the iceberg is bigger under the water, but no, Ice Spike Iceberg is way larger above the water. This is so beautiful. I want to live in a frozen ocean. Now, speaking of the frozen ocean, if one is able to find a deep frozen ocean biome, previously it would be fully covered with ice. No longer will a deep frozen ocean biome have any ice on the surface at all. This change has made this biome genuinely one of the sickest places in the entire game to hang out. Oh man, and it just reminds me, Minecraft really needs to get on maybe adding even more unique biomes to the game with completely unique generation features, because that's beautiful. Next stop of the day here, we're throwing things over to the old growth pine and old growth spruce taiga, also known as the mega taiga biomes on Bedrock Edition in Bedrock Mode. So these biomes, as you know with these things, we have these big pine trees or these big spruce pine trees, I don't know. Whatever, the big thing that we're taking a look at here is the ground. Pods all over the place. Also, this tree is kind of the perfect example right here. When we have a big tree generate, it is not uncommon, or was not uncommon, to find them just randomly floating on Bedrock Edition. Jump into the same biome, same location on the new version of Bedrock Edition, and the ground is way less grassy. Like, it's most noticeable over here inside of this version of the forest, but there's way more podzol. The clumps are going to generate much larger now, and the trees that were once floating will no longer be floating. This will make these big boy taiga biomes feel way more unique when compared to the plain old Jane old taiga. Now, alongside this change, we actually have an adjustment to how much podzol will actually be grown when you grow one of these gigantic taiga trees back at home as well. So when I grow a tree, of course, this shaping right here is going to be different every single time. But just take a brief look at this thing and see how much podzol is actually here. And then jump ahead into the future. When we grow a gigantic tree this time, eventually, sooner or later, when we grow a big tree this time, we can see that there's actually a little bit more podzol. Or at the least, when compared to the older version of the podzol, it's a little bit more concentric around the tree. Look, you know the rules. If it's any update involving the spruce wood, you simply must tap like button. The wood is too beautiful. Next up, the swamp biome. We're starting in the future, baby. Just like the ocean biome, this one's a night and day difference. Take a look at it. We can see this big area that is kind of flat. We have a little bit of lava over here, but at the same time, we have way more water. Like so many water puddles all over the swamp biome in here. Back in the... Whoa, wait a second. Did you just do what I think you did? That noise, where'd that come from? I didn't even edit that in. Aye, that's awkward. Anyway, you can see here that there is way less water. This swamp biome previously was basically a plains biome with some strange grass color and unique trees. Now, it's kind of funny because if you could remember, when they were setting up for the Spring to Life update, they came around to the swamp and changed some stuff and left other things out of parody. Seems like they're coming back around to this one big time because seriously, this whole area right here in the new version, I mean, look, we entirely lose a lava puddle and get way more water in here. Speaking of water, though, if I were to take it one step farther and jump under this stuff, like the water, it looks kind of disgusting and probably bug-ridden. The water color in the swamp biome was completely changed inside of this update as well. When we go under the water, it's a little bit lighter, still pretty dense and foggy, but yeah, even floating above this thing and taking a look at it, we can see that the water tone has completely changed. Water inside of the new swamp biome is way lighter and more clear. I love the look of it. Mushrooms under the trees inside of the swamp biome, if you play on Java, you see them all the time. But over here on Bedrock, well, actually not so much. It's kind of crazy to see how much it doesn't happen literally at all. Welcome to the new era, because mushroom will now actually generate in patches on the ground in the swamp biome. I had no clue this wasn't a thing on Bedrock. This is like the exact way that I used to find mushrooms when I was a child playing Minecraft. What in the... You can see here that it happens all over the place inside of the swamp biome, but this actually isn't the only biome in which this is going to be able to happen now. These new mushroom patches will actually be able to generate from time to time under trees in other biomes too. But speaking of mushrooms, the land of it, the Mushroom Island biome, where we're gonna wrap things up with our biome before and after today, is over at one of the strangest biomes in all of Minecraft. So on a Bedrock edition, if a cave intersects with a Mushroom Island biome, something like this right here, well then for the longest time, this strange bright green grass will actually generate here instead of mycelium or just straight up dirt. Honestly, if you have a sizable Mushroom Island biome, you're gonna see this stuff happening all over the place, and not gonna lie, man, it's kind of ruining the vibe of this place. It kills it. At last, they've done it. Mycelium Island, with all the mycelium all over the place in the caves. We can see the same exact ones forming here, and instead of grass. Oh, man, instead of grass, you're gonna have mycelium all over the place, or maybe a little bit of dirt that should slowly change into mycelium instead. So biome upgrades, shifts in the entire overworld. They're so back, baby. What this all really could mean? Well, it's kind of early to tell for sure, but this sure looks a whole lot like the exact setup that they did before they did the Spring to Life drop. With how much focus they put into colder biomes in the game. Like, I mean, think about it. Even the mega taiga biome is technically classified in-game as a cold biome, and with how little focus they put on the cold biomes compared to all the love and sounds that the warm ones got inside of the spring update, oh gosh. Could we finally be getting cold biome upgrades? What do you think it all means? Smash a like and tell me about it down below. Thank you so much for watching. If this video comes out as planned, I might be live by the time you're watching this, so swing on over and tell me what's up. It's been me, Minecraft Spruce Tree. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.